right, well, we've got another update on a continuing segment, and that we've gotten more emails. This is starting to be, I don't know if popular is the right word, but definitely it's starting to get a lot of talk and a lot of feedback. The Hogan's Beach Shop stories, and its manager, as one of our writers called, the Ron Howard experience. Every time we read one of these emails, Brian, people just keep sending them. They want their own interactions to be I guess, documented for posterity. Would that be the right word? But we've got a couple more. Would you like to hear a little bit more Ron Howard, crazy conspiracy theorist, Hogan's Beach Shop, blah, blah, blah?
Well, to be honest, I think we have more than a couple more, but you may have a couple more in front of you because there are a lot of stories coming in to this day. They're still coming in.
Because I love the people say, oh, they must have been making that stuff up just to get the letter read. Well, no, a lot of people have a lot of time on their hands then. This is from Tony. And I'm going to paraphrase and or skip around a little bit because it's lengthy, but we had a winter break and had vacation time to use, so we left the heart of freezing ice, sleet, and snow up there in Michigan to have a nice visit in the Clearwater area. And this was the first week of February 2021. He says, President Joe Biden was just getting settled into office after the failed insurrection by the right-wing weirdos and Trump fanatics who are so far gone that they no longer grasp reason or logic. So he decided, that being Tony, to check out Hogan's Beach Shop and catch up with his family after the fact. When I entered, it was dead quiet. I saw maybe one or two consumers looking about, but something immediately caught my eye. The lone employee, who I'm later introduced to as Ron Howard, was staring at my mask with his hands on his hips and mumbling something to himself. He wasn't wearing a mask, although it was February of 2021. I went about looking at the signed pictures and posters and made my way to the belts. There weren't many people around. I was secluded there in the back. And what do you know? He comes strolling up to me and puts his hand out for an introduction. I introduce myself. He does the same, says his name is Ron Howard. He went on a 10-minute word vomit about how he and Hulk are best friends and he is great friends with a lot of the greats from the Hogan area that still rotate around Hogan as if he was the son of their universe. It's the usual suspects, you know, Hulk's posse. He said that if I proved myself worthy, I'd have the opportunity to hang out with him on Mondays at Hulk's restaurant and drink and sing karaoke with him. Ron then told me I don't need to wear a mask inside the store. I believe it was mandated at the time, but it was on again, off again in Florida. Ron then started ranting about how the masks don't help in any way and they're the first step in the New World Order training us to be sheep. Ron then says he had COVID 3 times and it wasn't that bad and he even came to work as scheduled. So that fucking guy's a super spreader. He said COVID is a false flag operation intended to get people used to martial law type orders through various means. Donald Trump had found out about the New World Order and was going to take action by striking out against the leaders of the organization. The group leaders represent the G5. I thought we were up to 8 and then we dropped one out, so we're down at 7 now.
Yeah.
Well, Ron only knows 5. Ron says the New World Order had countries like Iran and North Korea and even Russia involved, and they're knowingly participating in these events to create mass panic, fear, and then acceptance of martial law and a new world government. Ron continued by saying Trump found out about it late in his term. He intended to take action, but the New World Order found out and took action first. They intended on intentionally infecting him with COVID, which they did. Well, we got to send a fucking thank you card to the New World Order. It was at that point that the election rigging began. It's known that Trump won Michigan, Alabama, Arizona, and Pennsylvania. It wasn't even close. It was a landslide, but rigged against him. He kept going and going, and I started to tune him out and devise my own escape plan. There was one last interesting tidbit that Ron said that he was told by Hulk Hogan, who was directly informed by a former high level of the Department of Justice, that a fake Mike Pence was out in place to certify the fraudulent results. They were going to hang the fake one. That's why the real one is not actually gone up and punched Trump in the face.
I wish we actually had Hogan saying that so we could add it to the list of lies that we have that he's told.
God. But anyway, Tony continues, at that point, I knew this guy was off his rocker. I really wanted to check out the real NWA belt, so I moved the conversation in that direction. He said I could hold the authentic belt for $50, but I'd have to take my mask off before he would take the belt out of its secure location. I asked why, and he said that Vince McMahon has been sending in agents to steal the authentic belts, especially the NWA belt.
This took a turn I did not expect.
Yes. He had me take my mask off. This motherfucker, well, I wouldn't have been in the place to begin with this fucking lunatic breathing on me, but I wouldn't have taken my fucking mask. Anyway, he had me take my mask off, and I had to look at the camera, and after 10 long minutes, I was cleared to hold the belt. So I took my picture with the belt, and after he put it back, and I was checking out, he went on about how Hulk Hogan had him, being Ron, trained by a world-renowned jiu-jitsu martial arts expert so that no one would be able to steal the belt. This guy doesn't look like he could stop anybody. Anyway, that was his trip, and he says a 20 to 30-minute planned look around went from that to 2 hours and 45 minutes and cost him $50.
There has to be a documentary in this. Do you think this guy's making shit up that Hogan said to him, or that Hogan's just working him? Yeah, from what I understand, it's a second Mike Pence out there and doing all these things. Is Hogan working him? Okay.
It's got to be both. I mean, Hogan's telling him shit, whether it's about his belts or COVID or the fake Pence, and then the guy's obviously mentally incompetent. But we have another one. Would you like to hear another one?
Are you worried that Vince will send his agents to your house to get the Smoky Mountain belt?
Not a bit.
Okay.
Because I know all of Vince's agents.
Yeah, we know. That's right. We know who the agents are.
Yeah.
Hey, why is Rene Goulet outside right now? What the fuck's going on?
I'd love to have Tony Gurria come in. We could sit and talk. Julian from Houston, Texas. Hello, Jim and Brian. Much like many others, I have a story about the idiot manager at Hogan's Beach Shop that you may find entertaining. I walked in unknowingly in February. I'm a big NWO mark because of my love for Scott Hall. May he rest in peace. So I found myself wandering around Hogan's Beach Shop. I use the term wandering around Hogan. He says wondering. I use the term wondering because it felt like I was tripping on shrooms with everyone's favorite friend, Ron. I didn't even ask a question. He just engaged me because I had a Joe Biden hat on. It started out semi-normal. He jokingly said, "Take that off in here," with a laugh. I laughed back and we talked about the NWO. I thought it was normal until out of nowhere he just began, and it was the most glorious musical number of idiocy I've ever heard. These are some of my favorite lines of what had to be 10 minutes of nonstop dialogue. See, a lot of people concurring with things here. So here's what Ron told Julian.
It's becoming a little bit like that scene in Beckley where everyone can agree you said something, but no one can agree exactly what you said.
Democratic candidates are all told exactly what to say and do by the government that runs the country. That's why Trump was cheated out of office in favor of this fake Joe Biden. A video was released of someone training Joe on public speaking with an obvious microphone in his ear. The masks had trackers in them. That's why I never wore them. I got COVID-19 3 times and it never bothered me because of natural immunity. Hogan himself has never got the vaccine and neither. Oh, there you go. So even if true or not, this fucking employee of Hulk Hogan's is publicly stating he's unvaccinated. So that's if don't let Hulk Hogan around any of you people. Hogan himself never got the vaccine, and neither did I because we refuse to be controlled. Soon the people who got the vaccine will all turn into government cyborgs waiting to be infected by tracking chips. It started with masks, then it will go to slavery. Most of the slaves will be middle-class white Republicans who are completely innocent throughout the pandemic. Hey, I'm going on record right now. I am in favor of the reinstitution of slavery if all the slaves will be middle-class white Republicans. I will abuse the fuck out of those people. I'll buy as many of them as I can afford, and I won't be a kind slave owner. Anyway, Julian goes on. I wish I could remember more from the long line of conversation, but I can't. I do remember a few more one-off remarks, though. World War III is coming, and it will start in America when the Democratic Party attacks. These people are projectors. Everything that they actually do, they think the other side's going to do. Also, masks are the gateway to hell. Drugs are being put in the water supply in major cities to control your mind. Corona beer has traces of the COVID-19 vaccine. Masks don't work against COVID-19. They enhance the power of the government. Joe Biden has been dead for years, and this is an imposter pretending to be him. His ears are too big and his eyes are too small. His hair is gone, and he's 7 inches shorter.
Oh, come on. What is
Nobody
this?
noticed about Joe dropping 7 inches. Trump has the answers to why COVID-19 came to America, but they would kill him if he ever said anything. Let's cross our fingers he starts spilling his guts. And finally, the election was stolen by Obama and Nancy Pelosi. I wish I had recorded that moment because I would be a millionaire right now from a viral video. Okay, here's the deal. This is fucking perfect. Thank you, Julian from Houston, Texas. I will send $500 to the favorite charity of anybody that can send us covert, secretly recorded audio of this stupid motherfucker saying any of this shit. Could we play something like that on the program? Somebody goes in wearing a wire, as they say on television, and gets old Ron Howard blathering on like this about this insanity.
I don't know what.
It's a free country until the mass enslave us and the government's drugs in the drinking water make us all mindless zombies. It's a free country, so wouldn't we be able to play that?
I think it would depend on what the laws in the state of Florida are, and also...
Well, they have none.
It's not about someone making the audio for us. If someone recorded that and put it on YouTube, we'd be allowed to play it, but I don't know about secretly recording in the name of the show.
Oh, so, well, I didn't say anything about naming the show. We don't want to name names here. Okay, so let's say that some person that shall remain nameless and would never be revealed was to record a conversation that they had with Ron Howard where these things were said, and then they put it on a YouTube channel, which that's pretty easy for people these days that are conversant in technology, right? They could put it up on YouTube, and then we could pull it off of YouTube and play it to our heart's content. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, it would be a shame if somebody did something like that, wouldn't it? And then sent us an email telling us where we could find it. I don't want that to happen. I do not want somebody to go down there and record this idiot saying all these stupid things and then put it on YouTube and then send us an email telling us where we can find it. I do not ever want something like that to happen.
Well, it doesn't sound like this guy's hiding it too much.
No, I just want to hear it. I want to actually be able to hear it and broadcast it. And then I want somebody to go tell Hulk Hogan, hey, this fucking moron that you employ is telling people that you're unvaccinated. So next time you get on because it's not like people can't tell who Hulk Hogan is. He still stands out. So next time he's going to go into some place that requires vaccinations or maybe get on a plane or do whatever, it'll be a little bit of a hindrance for him because he's not smart enough to go take a fucking shot. Stace just tried to get her booster. We both got the double shot. Then we got the booster. She tried to get the booster to the booster. And they won't give her one yet because she's not 50 years old, but I have to go in next week. And the only reason I haven't got it quicker is because I never see any other human beings. And Lance Storm said earlier today on Twitter, where's all these people with the my body, my choice on the vaccine at this current time? Oh, would you rather take a shot from a hypodermic needle that'll protect you from a deadly illness, or would you rather carry a fucking child to full term 9 months? Which is more of an inconvenience? Anyway, so don't dare record this fucking idiot and let us know where to find it. That's just something I'm telling you. Because we might play it, Brian, we might play it on the program here, or we might get, I don't know, a loudspeaker in one of those vans, and we might just go down the street and we might play it from the loudspeaker so everybody can hear it? Or maybe could we beam something like that to everybody's Raycon wireless earbuds? What do you think?
No, it doesn't work like that. You can't beam something to people, but if there's audio out there, you can listen to it with your Raycons.
Well, we need to start working on that then. Maybe we can even bump up the Raycon wireless earbuds to even brand new technology where we have the power to specifically beam any kind of audio to the Raycon wireless earbuds and let all the Raycon customers hear it at the same time. That would be a benefit, an added bonus of enjoying the best, most affordable, and most comfortable earbuds on the market today. The Raycon Everyday Wireless Earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. They got the optimized gel tips. You told me last week they're not made out of Jell-O. That they're gel, but they're not Jell-O. So you can't eat them, but they smell good, at least before you stick them in your ear. Then it's up to your personal hygiene. But Raycon offers 3 sound profiles to match what you're listening to, plus the noise isolation and awareness mode, so you can be immersed in sound. I mean, literally drowning in sound, where you can't breathe, and you're going down for the 3rd time, and it's all around you. Or you can snap yourself back into awareness with the awareness mode, so you'll hear the things that are going on around you, and you'll remember that those are the reasons why that you put the earbuds in your ears in the first place, so you wouldn't be able to hear that shit. Especially family members. Don't want to hear that stuff. And not only an 8-hour playtime and 32-hour battery life, but you get the same quality audio as the other premium brands, but at half the price. And these things are indestructible. Take a hammer to them. Did you see this on the news, Brian? A guy had a pair of Raycon wireless earbuds in, and another guy hit him in the head with a sledgehammer. And when the mortician got the wireless earbuds out of the guy's cranium, they were still playing. It was amazing. Snowstorms, rain, throw them off the roof of the 100-story building. If you can find them, I bet they'll still work. Don't hold me to that. You might not be able to find them. But they got 49,000 5-star reviews, so somebody's found them. What have you done to your Raycons?
I put them in my ear and I listen to music.
Well, that's no fun.
That's all you're supposed to do. I don't know what stories you're telling here. People should be listening to music or listening to podcasts on their Raycon.
Well, I like to see how durable my goods and services are that I purchase, and these things are durable. But right now, if you want to check this out, folks, get the Raycons. You'll love the noise isolation. You'll love the awareness mode. You'll love the fit. They won't fall out of your ears. And what's more, if you want to jump off a bridge or get hit by a train while you're wearing them, leave instructions that once that they sop up your remains and take it to wherever it's going to be disseminated to your final resting place, make sure they pry those Raycons out of your head and see if they still work. I guarantee these things, they take a licking and keep on ticking. Anyway, go to Buy Raycon. That's BUYRAYCON, buyraycon.com/JCE today. You're going to get 15% off your entire Raycon order. buyraycon.com/JCE, 15% off. How do you beat something like that? You can't. These things are great. And you just stick them in and play whatever you want to play. Sounds great. Sounds like the voices are coming from inside your head. The voices are inside the house, Brian. The call is coming. You know, here's the thing. I always try to do that when I saw those movies when I was a kid. How do you call your own house? You can't. You pick up the phone in the bedroom, you can't dial the fucking kitchen phone. It didn't work like that. How did they make those movies do that?
I don't know.
You don't really care, do you?
Not really.